Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for being here today. This morning, I introduced articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. I am proud to have the support of almost 70 members of Congress already from all across the country. Secretary Noem has brought her reign of terror to the Chicagoland area, LA, New Orleans, Charlotte, Durham, and communities north to south to east to west. You'll hear from some of those communities, Minnesota and Portland. She needs to be held accountable for her actions. This is why I introduced 3 articles of impeachment against Secretary Noem. Number 1, obstruction of Congress. Secretary Noem has denied me and other members of Congress oversight of ICE detention facilities. I was denied access to the ICE facility in Broadview despite following Secretary Noem's unlawful 7-day notice requirement. It is our constitutional duty to find out what's happening in these centers where inhumane conditions continue to be reported. Number 2, violation of public trust. Secretary Noem directed DHS agents to arrest people without warrants, use tear gas against citizens, and ignore due process. She claims she's taking murderers and rapists off our streets, but none of the 614 people arrested during Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago have been charged or convicted of murder or rape. Federal agents repelled from Black Hawk helicopters and burst through an apartment in the South Shore of Chicago. That was in my district. They dragged people, U.S. citizens and immigrants alike, out of bed in the middle of the night.
Welcome to the We-On-Loc Nation channel. It's about damn time. But we're going to see if justice prevails or not, because announcing it doesn't do much for me. I don't know about you. I'm just speaking from my perspective. I want them gone. As you can see, that the thumbnail and the title all must go. And you see of all the people who I want gone, all of the Trump administrations, all them people, including Kristi Noem, including Pat, or whatever her name is, Mateo. I want all of them gone. They just announced her. This is just an article. She's reading off the articles of the impeachment. Let's continue.
Number 3 is self-dealing. Secretary Noem has abused her power for personal benefit. She steered a federal contract to a new firm run by a friend. Her propaganda campaign to recruit ICE agents cost taxpayers $200 million. She made a video that turned the South Shore raid into something that looked like a movie trailer. But make no mistake, this is not a movie. This is real life, and real people are being hurt and killed. Renee Nicole Good is dead because Secretary Noem allowed her DHS agents to run amok. Families are forever torn apart. This is not about personalities or trivial disagreements. Secretary Noem has called my impeachment efforts silly. I want to tell her right now, Secretary Noem, you have violated your oath of office, and there will be consequences. I am watching you. Members of Congress are watching you. The American people, most importantly, are watching you. And most of all, we are not liking what we're seeing. If you believe impeachment is silly, then you are not taking your job or our Constitution seriously. Now it's my honor to introduce Congressman Adriano Espaillat from New York's 13th District and chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman Robin Kelly.
Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security. Kristi Noem is the 8th Secretary of the Department of Home Security. Prior to serving in President Trump's cabinet, Secretary Knowles proudly serves as South Dakota's 33rd governor and the state's first female governor. She was reelected in 2022 with the largest vote total in history in South Dakota. Wow. Before serving as governor, she served as South Dakota's sole member of the U.S. House and Representatives in the South Dakota's legislature for years. The South Dakota native uh, Secretary Knowles is a ranger, farmer. Who cares? Um, after that little speech that happened when the lady was killed in Minnesota, called her a terrorist, and that the officer that killed her, I won't consider her an officer. I would consider him a Klansman. You know me. It stated that this officer should be known for doing a good deed in America, the Americas, pretty much. She won't answer any type of questions that will hold her accountable. The only thing I know about this woman that is any irrelevancy is that she should be impeached. She should definitely be impeached. If you read the title on the bottom of the screen, or the bottom of um, the thing that I just did, the thumbnail, all must go. Trump must go. I'll get to him in a minute. Trump must go. Kristi Knowles must go. Patty or Pam must go. Mateo must go. All these cocksuckers need to go. Each and every single one of them need to go.
I am proud to join you in introducing these articles of impeachment against Secretary Noem, who have clearly violated the law and the trust of the American people. 32 people died under DHS custody in 2025, and already 4 people have died in 2026, along widespread reports of sexual abuse, medical neglect, and inhumane conditions. All of this enabled by a broken system. But most importantly, our eyes do not defy us. Our eyes do not lie to us. We see, as the rest of the world has seen, have women are being violently pulled out of their cars and assaulted in front of the American people and in front of the eyes of the world.
I haven't forgotten about the Epstein files. No, sir.
As America watch on TV and as the rest of the world watch of this heinous murder, we've seen how not only immigrants, but green card holders, TPS recipients, farm workers, and even American citizens are being stopped illegally, cuffed, detained, and in some cases arrested and deported. I went to Monterrey, Mexico, where I met with 4 children, U.S.-born children, American citizens, that were sent to Mexico with their parents, including a young girl with a chronic cancer condition in her brain that needed immediate medical attention in a hospital in Houston, Texas.
There were 2 incidents. One One was kind of dumb. The other one was just plainly unacceptable. And this is the reason why Trump has got to go. This is under Trump's watch. This is under Kristi Noem's watch. This is under Pam's watch. This is under Matteo's watch. There was a man that didn't have the desire to be at a protest. He just wanted to get through the protest, and he had 6 children in his car, in his truck. ICE pulled him over, and the next thing you know, flashbangs were in his car. You put flashbangs in a man's vehicle who was just minding his own business. Now, you're saying these people are saying that they're doing justice. I don't see in the justice of pulling over innocent civilians. Do you? I don't see the justices in knocking down doors or making the excuse of knocking down doors, making the excuse of pulling over. Let's just, I don't like calling them immigrants. Let's just say hardworking outsiders. Let's just put it that way. Pull one over, smash the car window. He had all of his paperwork. And you call this specific thing justice. These people all got to go. And I haven't even gotten started with the reason why I am so upset, but I don't want to upset to the point where I just go off the rails. You'll know in a minute.
This is a human rights violation, a blatant human rights violation. This is only seen in aggressive dictatorships across the world. And so that's what we have. This is the Trump dictatorship. Do you think that a dictatorship knocks on your door and gives you a dozen roses when you open it? A dictatorship takes away your rights, your fundamental rights. It creeps up behind you and it assaults you. Eventually, it knocks on your door and shoots you.
Facts.
This is what's happening in America today.
Facts.
And so that's why it is important to hold the secretary accountable. This is enshrined in our laws and our Constitution. We must exercise our oversight powers. Congresswoman Velasquez and I went to 26 Federal Plaza, where we were denied entry to an ICE building. Subsequently, we went to court, and we had a favorable decision by that court to allow us to exercise our oversight powers. And just recently, Secretary Noem again placed another 7-day notice so they can prepare themselves and hide the truth before we get there. When we got
all this reads to me is bigotry. This is the only thing it reads to me. Now, people can say whatever they want. Let me read this brother's comment. Those Epstein files have so much proof in them that Trump will do anything to avert the attention to that's 100% facts. That's 100% facts right there.
They were mopping the floors. They were cleaning up. They didn't want us to see the dirty conditions. 30 men in a room with 2 toilets, one of them broken. A woman right across in another cell that could see each other. No confidentiality at all. This is inhumane and warrants an impeachment proceeding. Esto es inhumano. Y sí merece un proceso de destitución. Por eso estoy aquí con la congresista Kelly para unirnos a este proceso que no lo garantiza la Constitución de los Estados Unidos. Gracias.
How many? What's the proper question? How many have you ever encountered? For those who haven't encountered any ICE agents, you don't have to answer the question. But if anyone has encountered any ICE in your neck of the woods, please put it in the comment section. Or if you're on StreamYard, if you have encountered any ICE agents in your neighborhood, if you want to express your concern, please just come up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because it's concerning, and on top of that, it's getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous. But I want to get into why this country is completely fucked. I don't want to beat around the bush too much. I want to prove to you that this country is completely fucked. Lisa, come up on the StreamYard. I already got the link pinned. Just come up on the StreamYard. You're on YouTube on my phone. Come up on StreamYard. We're gonna get to the meat and potatoes on why this administration should be held to the utmost accountability, to the utmost. These people need to be damn near be put in prison. These people need to be put in prison. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a backstory. This is the reason why I'm moving to Africa. Hey, they'll be glad to have you. They'll be definitely glad to have you. This is a little bit of a backstory. And CNN, and I gotta stop listening to these jerks. CNN, European natives, or European nations, sent additional troops to Greenland. Greenland, as the United States extensive threats accelerate. Several European NATO countries are deploying small number of military personnel to Greenland to participate in joint exercises with Denmark as U.S. President Donald Trump ramps up his threats to forcible annex the Arctic island. Trump's declaration have thrown Europe's decades-old U.S.-led security allies into crisis, raising the prospects of NATO's largest and most powerful members annexing the terror of others. Denmark, which responsibly for Greenland's defense, has warned an attack on Greenland would all but end NATO, and announced on Wednesday that it would expand its military presence in close cooperation with NATO allies. Germany, Sweden, France, Norway, Netherlands, Finland have all since confirmed they are sending military personnel to Greenland this week. No, there's going to be Oh shoot! I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Hold on. It doesn't. I don't think it says UK, but I believe you. I believe you. I believe anything you say. I'll believe you. UK's in it. Mexico's in it. As a matter of fact, where is it? UK's in it. Mexico's in it. Russia's in it. North Korea's in it. Pakistan, Somalia, Libya, Iraq. Jesus Christ. Oh, thank you, Barb. If he goes in and gets disruptive, thank you, Barb, thank you. If he goes into Greenland and gets disruptive, we're fucked. We are completely fucked. Because that's several nations. We are a powerful nation, but we can't fight everybody. I'm talking about the people who are involved, not just the European countries. I'm talking about the people who are involved. Lisa will be up in a minute. She'll explain. She will explain. But my purpose, not my purpose. Here's my thought metrics. Why in the hell is he going after just to remind you all, he's going after Mexico too. It's not just Greenland. He's going after Mexico as well. I don't know if it's the copper. I don't know if it's the border. I don't know. I don't know what it may be. This is devastating. This is true. When I first heard it, maybe he can explain it better.
Denmark's foreign minister Rasmussen had to say. And then I want to talk about what's now happening with European countries sending their military into Greenland right now, whether it's Germany, whether it's France opening up a consulate, Sweden sending its special forces there. Europe is on high alert, preparing for a United States invasion, and Europe is ready to go to war, if necessary, to protect Denmark and Greenland. Here's Denmark's foreign minister after the Greenland meeting saying it's clear that Trump wishes to conquer Greenland. Play this clip.
But it's not that I'm now, saying everything is solved. It's not solved. We didn't manage, but I honestly speaking, I didn't believe that was doable. We didn't manage to change the American position. It's clear that the president has this wish of conquering over Greenland. We made it very, very clear that this is not in the interest of the kingdom. There's a government in Greenland with support from 3/4 of the Greenlandic population. The premier made it very, very clear yesterday that Greenland, for the time being and for foreseeable future, will remain within the kingdom of Denmark. And therefore, this is a common position that we want to work with our American friends and allies, but it must be respectful cooperation and it must respect the red lines.
Here you'll watch the Danish foreign minister as well talk about how Greenland has been a member of NATO since 1949. Play this clip right here.
Greenland is, through the Kingdom of Denmark, a member of NATO and has been that since the very founding of NATO in 1949. and is therefore also covered by Article 5.
I'm going to show you more from that press conference in just a moment, but it's important that you note that Germany is now deploying troops into Greenland. You have Sweden's Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson has announced that several officers from the Swedish armed forces will arrive in Greenland on Wednesday at the request of Denmark in order to support military and security operations on the territory and in the northern Atlantic under the recently unveiled Operation Arctic Endurance. Denmark is now deploying more special forces and heavy military equipment to Greenland to establish defensive positions and logistical infrastructure ahead of a larger Danish army employment there in response to the United States threats of invasion. That's being coordinated with the Germans, the French, Sweden, and others within the European Union. And the overall takeaway from this disastrous meeting, Denmark's foreign minister saying, we didn't manage to change America's position on Greenland. They want to conquer it. They want to take it with force.
Trump offered as you may know, 111,000 dollars for Greenland's people to come to the United States. Simply put, he wanted to take over. Trump didn't say that? Okay. I love it when Trump supporters deny me. I love it. Did Trump offer Greenland money? Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Trump admitted, let's read this together. No. Let's read this together. Trump admitted reportedly considered paying each Greenland resident up to $100K amid U.S. takeover talks.
Meantime, the president's reacting to criticism about his ambitions for Greenland. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reportedly playing down prospects of the U.S. taking it by force in a closed-door meeting yesterday on Capitol Hill. But a statement from the press secretary last night kept U.S. reacting to criticism about his ambitions for Greenland. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reportedly playing down prospects of the U.S. taking it by force in a closed-door meeting yesterday on Capitol Hill. But a statement from the press secretary last night kept U.S. military action on the table. Reaction from Europe has been swift. Denmark's prime minister said a U.S. takeover of Greenland would mark the end of NATO. And the president posted just a short while ago, Russia and China have zero fear of NATO without the United States, and I doubt NATO would be there for the U.S. if we really needed them. We will always be there for NATO, even if they won't be there for us. The only nation that China and Russia fear and respect is the DJ.
All I know, well, it was absolutely true. He did offer Greenland's $100K. It does say that in remarks, but the one main token that he did say is that we're going to take Greenland the easy way or the hard way. Isn't that right, Lisa? The easy way or the hard way. They even reported it on the news. It's the easy way or the hard way. And we all know what that means. If that wasn't the case, then why are several nations gearing up to defend Greenland? I just hate Trump supporters. I really do. I don't even know why people are Trump supporters in the first place, but I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna let that.
You have the White House posting the following meme.
What, the terrorists he had to call back because he wasn't getting anything for him? He didn't do any deals. There were no deals to be made. No deals to be made. None in Brazil, none in Canada. No deals were made at all. He is a bad businessman. A very, very bad businessman. But let me not get riled up here.
While the meeting was taking place, which way Greenland man? And on the one hand, it shows the United States. On the other hand, it shows a flag of Russia and China. But Greenland is a member of NATO. So this is a false choice that the White House is giving. Greenland and Denmark would be protected by the NATO alliance. But Donald Trump wants to break apart the NATO alliance for Vladimir Putin. This morning, Donald Trump posted, "The United States needs Greenland for the purpose of national security. It is vital for the Golden Dome that we are building. NATO should be leading the way for us to get it. If we don't, Russia or China will, and that is not going to happen. Militarily, without the vast power of the United States, much of which I built during my first term and am now bringing to a new and even higher level, NATO would not be an effective force or deterrent, not even close. They know that, and so do I. NATO becomes a far more formidable and effective force with Greenland in the hands of the United States. Anything less than that is unacceptable. Thank you for your attention to this matter. DJT." Greenland is part of NATO. The United States is part of NATO. You owning it like the predator that you are does not create a safer security environment. It creates a weaker environment and puts the United States at war with Europe. Let's go back to that press conference with Rasmussen. He's there with the Greenland foreign minister. I want you to hear what she has to say as well. Let's play that clip right here.
I think that what we have been saying, that the meeting is been on a respect way, and we have shown where our limits are, and from there I think that it will be very good to look forward, and this high level group that is going to work together, as I'm already saying, that it's all our interest to find the right path. It's all according to the security in the Northern Hemisphere. So I don't want to say more than what we discussed in the closed meeting room, but I would like to have this, how do you say it in English? Hope for a more mutual understanding and trying to find the right balances is.
We need to understand that Trump wants to be a dictator. We already know he's a dictator. He's basically doing all this. He's basically putting America at risk, going to war, all because. And other things that I can mention. It's a list of things that I can mention. But to sum all of it up, he's doing all this all because Barack Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize, and he didn't. He has conduced himself down to a 12-year-old boy. Down to a 12-year-old kid. Now, let me see. We need to understand that Trump wants to be a dictator who tries to take over the United States, the capital, before they get it, the capital in the United States and outside the January 6th, and failed. So now he is trying to take it over from the inside out. Now, Lisa, take it away. The floor is yours.
Well, I mean,
Why
we
is
have
he
our
doing
hands
all
in
this?
so much stuff. Trump has us totally in a mess. I mean, from Venezuela to Greenland. I don't know why these people think that Trump can just go in and buy a whole island. And then if they refuse, he's going to take it by force. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
But I just have delusional magas in the chat. Go ahead.
So what words is it that people think others don't know? Maybe they're the ones that are confused about a dictator.
I don't know.
I mean, Trump is a bully, and he thinks that he's going to go down in history as this stand-up, honorable guy. Look at the silly, non-sequential things that he does, like what he's doing at the Kennedy Center, Venezuela, threatening Cuba, threatening Mexico, sitting up here pardoning drug lords, and then he wants to say we're fighting against drugs. Make it make sense, Robin. Make it make sense.
What drugs? What specific drugs are we talking about?
Well, cocaine is mostly what they funnel into this country, not fentanyl. And this is what he was trying to put on Venezuela. The countries that are the main suppliers of cocaine, he's looking the other way when it comes to them, but that's not unusual for Trump.
Oh, so you're talking about the type of cocaine that white folks already put into this country? Now they want to take them off? They want to take them off?
Exactly. After they brought the cocaine in here and created crack to destroy generations and generations of people, because crack is a poor man's drug. It's just like about the Fair Sentencing Act that Obama imposed. There were certain people that were getting arrested for possession of crack that were getting more time than the people getting caught with the possession of pure powder cocaine. So this is why the Fair Sentencing Act was implemented.
So tell me one good reason why this is happening. Tell me, and please, by all means, tell me what you told me earlier today, because none of this makes any sense. I thought that when Trump mentioned it on the plane that he did not want Russia nor China to take over Greenland, of course, it's for security purposes or whatnot. But I heard several other countries are involved.
True. NATO was created for a reason, and we are a part of NATO, but he has a habit of attacking our allies. And Denmark protects Greenland. And these other members of NATO do not agree with what Trump is trying to do. We may be a superpower, but a whole bunch of small powers can equal a superpower. When you start talking about Russia and China supporting Greenland, those are not little bitty places like Venezuela. It's easy to be a bully. He's messing with Iran. He's just doing too much. And it appears that he wants to destroy this country. Look at everything that has happened in his administration. The Republicans don't talk about the deficit now. We're trillions and trillion dollars in debt from what we were. And I'm not a Joe Biden fan, but I'm just saying he's asking for $1.1 trillion now for the military. From several billion.
And how much is going into his pockets? How much of that money?
Oh, who knows how much? I mean, Trump has enriched himself, his friends, and company by billions of dollars. And everything he does, there seems to be no accountability. Now, I understand Eric may not know his head from a hole in the ground. He doesn't have to listen to what I have to say. I know the truth hurts. And some people can't accept it.
As Dr. Umar would put it, we must stay focused. Brothers and sisters, we must stay focused.
And as I said, Trump is asking for 1.1 trillion, not 993 million. He's asking for 1.1 trillion as of today. For a military budget. For what? For us to keep running from country to country while the American people suffer with the terrorists and the prices of these wars? The wars don't affect him. His money is secure. His family's secure. He doesn't care about the rest of us. Look at how he's letting ICE run amok.
Speaking of which, sidebar, isn't his two sons like damn near trillionaires?
Oh, yes. I mean, the son-in-law, Kushner, he's over there doing his own thing. You notice they don't mention them.
Doesn't one of his sons own a contract with some type of cyber corporation, even though he doesn't know anything about cyber security, anything cyber at all?
Yes.
Okay.
They've actually reported, he does not know anything, but the company is quite lucrative.
Is Obama living just as comfortable as Trump, or is it a lot less?
Of course not. Of course not. They would never let Obama get away with anything that Trump has done. And when Trump, this is what happens. These people come in, they start all these wars. What happened to he was going to be the president of peace and end wars, but instead he's starting wars. And I understand there are people that are not paying attention, that don't understand these things are going on. I mean, when you have control of the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court, everything is on your watch. You can't blame anyone else. And now you see people leaving the party and waking up and being honest. People who are concerned about why they're there in Congress, to serve their constituents, not pacify a big child that pitches tantrums if he doesn't get his way or threatens people. I mean, some people like yes people, not people that are going to be honest. No different than, the people around Joe Biden were telling him, look, old boy, you need to step down. And that is what is needed. It's fine to be a supporter of Trump or not to be. Whatever floats your boat.
But I don't get it. But all these MAGAs are super far right. But where was the port for Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Well, that's how things go. Sometimes when people have their own vision and they decide that they want to step up from the House to the Senate and he won't endorse them, then they say, you know what? It's time for me to be honest and stop being this habitual liar that I've been. So now I'm going to spill some of the beans. And you have other people in the party that are sick and tired, that are stating he doesn't treat them well, and they've had it with him. And a lot of them are going to retire. A lot of them are not going to run for elections anymore. And so this year, when all these seats flip blue, which anyone that's paying attention will notice, the elections that are happening, they seem to be favoring Democrats and flipping blue. I wonder why that is. Because the people, the majority of the people are not on board with what Trump is doing. Some of the things he's doing, people didn't sign up for that.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't agree with immigrants coming over here, getting benefits and all these other things. Do not agree. But I also don't agree with treating people in an unhumane way. You don't have to be disrespectful to do your jobs. If you are proud of your job, how many people in this chat go to work with a mask over their face? What's the big deal? I mean,
Klansmen?
you're doing your job. Well, right. And other supremacists. You have a lot of white supremacists wearing those masks and unduly harming others. I mean, the thing is, you look at what's happening now. They shot a white woman in the face. It's a problem. But this is nothing
Shooting
that Black people haven't known all along. This is nothing new. Nobody talked about the young man who got shot by ICE. That was just ignored. But when the woman got shot, it's a big thing. I mean, even down there in Georgia, they had 400 people protesting. You have protests all over the country, and you see these ICE agents attacking them. That is not what we pay our tax dollars for. ICE is not here to attack American citizens.
Nope.
All these years, ICE has existed and was able to do its job without being vicious. Some things aren't a big thing to some people because their brain is too small to comprehend.
Or they're just flat out stupid and they don't see the writing on the wall. But only if it affects them in a way. Just like, for example, Marjorie Taylor Greene, which found out the hard way when she was asking for something that knowingly Trump was going to get upset about, and that was the Epstein files, which we haven't gotten 100% of that anyway. We're not going to get 100% of anything. We're not going to get 100% of the Epstein files. We're not going to get 100% of the Martin Luther King files. We're not going to get 100% of anything. And it's to be expected. But when people come out and they want to express how they feel about this president who was clearly violated, who was involved with this whole thing, and said out of his mouth, right or wrong, that go ahead and release the Epstein files. Did he release 100% of that? Yes or no?
No, if I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere around 1%. Actually, there's a court order in place and they're talking about holding them in contempt. I mean, let's go back when Pam decided to say she had the list on her desk, and then she turned around and said she didn't say that, but only she's on film saying this. And you would have to be totally stupid and dumb not to comprehend what she said, the vast difference in them both. And I agree with you. You're right. They're not bothered by the loss of this woman. They're not bothered to the extent. Have you not heard that they are trying to prosecute her wife? They are trying to bring charges up against Renee's wife. There were several people, attorneys, top 6 attorneys that just left DOJ today.
Oh, and
because
you know
of
what?
trying to prosecute people
not to cut you off, but this is important. I do feel sorry for, what was her name? I don't want to butcher the woman's name. The one that got shot in the head.
Oh, Renee.
I do feel sorry for her because her husband's a piece of shit. I have to say, her husband is a piece of shit. Did you hear?
No, her husband is a woman.
Her ex-husband. Her ex-husband is a piece of shit.
I mean, her wife.
I know why they shot her now. I know why they shot her. Because she is a part of that group. I do know why they shot her. But Hey, guess what? Her ex-husband was a piece of shit. It was wrong. It was crazy on both sides, and God will make judgment upon those. Blah, blah. In other words, you should have been on the street. Good, you got shot. Clearly. Oh, if my wife would have ever did that to me, I would came back from the grave. But that was just wrong. It was just wrong on both fronts. It was just wrong on his part. My bad. My bad. I'm just saying. If the husband comes out and the president notices that and gives him a round of applause, something is wrong. Something is.
I'm lost. I don't even have a clue to what you're talking about. Enlighten me, because I missed this.
Her ex-husband. You know what? I will play the clip as soon as I play our Congress lady.
I am so frustrated with this country, and I don't think that I'm the only one. And to know that we have former law enforcement here, as someone who worked with law enforcement consistently as a practicing lawyer, I'm quite concerned. I'm alarmed by some of the things that you said, specifically, Mr. Speciale. Am I saying it correctly? Okay. Mr. Speciale, you said, and I may quote you incorrectly, so correct me. You were warning your family about the possibility of the FBI busting into your home. Is that correct? Close enough?
Yeah, because they were raiding American citizens all over the United States for trespass.
And you'd agree with me that
No, I don't agree that you should use FBI tactical teams to raid people.
Isn't that what I said earlier?
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
What? What was that? What was that, Lisa?
Oh, I was just saying earlier, I was speaking about you can do your job without being vicious. And he's a prime example of what I'm talking about, the things he's talking about. I know he didn't mean to give out that little fact, but whoop, there it is.
I was moving a little slow because I wanted to make sure I quoted this correctly. Are you aware that the FBI recently executed a search warrant at a Washington Post reporter's home?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. But you'd agree with me that doing something like that with the FBI sounds like what you were afraid of happening. And to be clear, that never happened to you, correct?
No, it didn't, but I was aware of the FBI investigation for 2.5 years.
But you did not, so they never busted into your home. But you were concerned and you felt like that would be wrong. And so what I'm trying to understand is that there's a lot of complaints about the Ray FBI, and I won't opine on that, but I will make it clear. And Mr. Romano, help me out if I'm wrong, but was Mr. Ray appointed by Donald J. Trump himself? Mr. Christopher Wray, who was the FBI director. Okay, so he was appointed by Donald Trump. And right now, it's interesting because we sit here and we're talking about domestic terrorism, and every day there are Americans concerned about ICE and what ICE is doing. So let me ask you a different question that you may be familiar with. As it relates to the training that the average FBI officer gets before they are admitted as officers, is it longer than 47 days? Yes or no?
I don't think that I'm the person that you should be asking that question. I think that the retired FBI agent should be.
Anybody want to answer that who's been in law enforcement?
Yes, ma'am. The FBI Academy ranges anywhere from, it changes in length and duration. It can go from 12, 14, 16, it's up to 18, 20 weeks.
Okay.
Time.
Thank you so much. So here it is. We have people, and I know that there have been conversations about political opponents. I believe it may have been you, Mr. Paiota, that you talked about political opponents being prosecuted. Let me ask you, Mr. Romano, though, Are you aware that this DOJ has gone after Jerome Powell or is going after Jerome Powell?
I'm aware of reporting to that effect, yes.
Are you aware of this DOJ going after Tish James?
Yes.
Are you aware of this DOJ going after James Comey?
Yes, after the president tweeted that they should.
And are you also aware that James Comey is not currently being prosecuted? His case was dismissed.
I am.
Are you also aware that Tish James' case was dismissed?
Yes.
Are you also aware that a number of times that they tried to indict Tish James, they were unsuccessful?
I am.
Now, as a career prosecutor, how many times did you have to try to get people indicted before you could finally secure an indictment?
I never had the grand jury reject an indictment that I presented.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it seems like maybe they still need you there because they are struggling. In addition to that, I want to talk because it like the conspiracy theories are driving me insane. And maybe it is because I'm used to the law, just being the law and practicing and getting into a courtroom. And maybe it's because I've been there. But I am so confused about how they're like, oh, these poor little people, they did nothing wrong. And that's why the president let them all out of prison. Let's talk about the process, okay? Because you can say that an investigation has been flawed, and Lord knows, as a criminal defense attorney, it was my job to make sure that I dug into every single flaw, because I can tell you in almost every single prosecution that I've had to go up against, the only thing I was looking at is how much did you mess up so that I could represent my client well, right? But it didn't mean that I would get them off. So I'm trying to figure out, did these people, over 1,000 people, get convicted of something that they did in a criminal way on January 6th, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so then you come back and they were convicted by what? A jury? Some of them?
Mostly juries, some judges.
And some people actually did what we call a plea bargain, correct?
Correct.
Meaning that they walked in and they said, I am guilty, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the final point that I'll make, because I know I'm running out of time, is there was some stuff about white supremacists and the concerns about people being alleged to be white supremacists. Some of the people that got convicted were neo-Nazis. Have they been clarified as white supremacists or not?
Yes.
Some of the people were Proud Boys. Have they been declared as white supremacists or not?
I believe so.
Okay, and then the Confederate flag, has that sometimes been associated with white supremacist groups?
I would certainly say it was during the Civil War, and since...
Okay, and then there's this sign, I'm not going to do it, but it looks like the okay sign with the hand gesture. Has that been associated with white supremacy?
Yes.
Okay, and as one of the prosecutors that prosecuted some of these cases, did you not have defendants that you felt like may have been white supremacists based on the investigations?
Yes, in some cases we had evidence explicitly of it.
Thank you so much. I'll yield.
Facts over feelings. Ain't that what you taught me? Facts over feelings. Okay, now, the thing that I was telling you about earlier, about the woman that got shot, Renee. Of course, I'm just now finding out that she had a little sugar in her tank. Okay, cool, whatever. That's none of my business. I was just trying to explain to you about the ex-husband. The ex-husband, of course, came out. I'm not going to say anything else.
Just to reinforce my point that many of these people view other white people as white ignorance, like they view them as just filth. You had CNN do an interview, I think, with the father of the ex-husband of Renee Good. And this man basically just said, because he's a Trump supporter, okay? And he basically said, for lack of better words, that, she got what she deserved. Damn. That God punishes people, and that if she'd been walking with God, none of this would have happened.
Well, I'm not blaming anybody. I mean, it's a hard situation all the way around. It's hard for for everybody involved. I mean, but I think there's some bad choices, and the word says, "For the wrath of God will come upon the children of disobedience."
Damn.
And it's I don't blame us. I don't blame Rebecca. I don't blame Renee. I just wish that if we're walking the Spirit of God, I don't think she would have been there.
Oh, man, that was cool. There was a new recent, incident that, involved a car. And many...
Just wanted to show you that.
Well, what I don't understand, if people are saying this is because a higher power is passing judgment on her, that's why this happened, then explain to me why Trump hasn't gotten what he should. Because after all, someone did shoot a piece of his ear and someone else tried to get him too. So is that an indication that he should be punished for his bad behavior? Because after all, why should bad behavior be rewarded?
I mean, didn't he? Yeah, he did get, someone tried to assassinate this man twice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he should be appreciative of the people in the United States of America, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He better be glad that he was born here in the United States. Because if he was all that bitching and moaning that he was doing with talking about immigrants this and immigrants that, isn't he a native of immigrants? I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Isn't his granddaddy an immigrant?
Yes.
Isn't his great granddaddy an immigrant? Which makes his which makes Trump.
Well, you know, this is something that kills me when these people start talking about go back where you come from. Well, you know, they don't think that includes Trump or his wife. I mean, she's been over here on a visa that she never, ever should have been. But of course, she's a quote model, right? One of those, you know, like those people to get on the pole, they get paid to take their clothes off. But she's a model.
Show me.
And she was right up in those pictures with Epstein, too.
Show me in the paper.
She was up there with Epstein, too.
I hear what you're saying, but show me in the paper. Show me in the paper chat where it says legal in Scotland and in Germany. Where does it say it is legal in Scotland and Germany? If it's legal in Scotland and Germany, it should be legal everywhere, right? But we want to ignore the 14th Amendment here.
Oh no.
We want to ignore the 14th Amendment, which states anyone who lands their foot on American soil has a right to what? Due process. And has a right to what? A representative. But we want to ignore that. I'm sorry, Lisa. You were cooking with fish grease. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You didn't finish explaining about the war we're about to get into. World War III.
Well, yes, some people think they are cementing their legacy by going overboard. You know, when history looks back at this, you're not going to look good because you don't look good now. It's not a nice fit. When you sit up and you want to run around plastering your name on everything, if you are worthy of certain things, you don't have to do it for yourself. I mean, being upset that you didn't get a Nobel Peace Prize. What have you done lately to earn one? Oh, I know. Invade Venezuela. Oh, I know. Pardon drug lords. Oh, excuse me. I know. Pardon those who fight cops and storm the Capitol and break the law, many of which who pled guilty. But some of these people think that ignorance belongs to one race of people. It's no different than food assistance. There are 35% white people getting assistance, but they always try to perpetuate that it is Black people that are on assistance. So, you know, when we have these people that don't have anything to do and that are slow on the stick and that don't understand, when you plead guilty to a crime, it's exactly that. You pled guilty. To sit up and pardon a drug lord and act like you're for the war on drugs makes a big statement. Then you want to go in, you want to fire a whole board of directors, except one or two, fill it up with your people, and think that you can run and have a vote and say, okay, yes, let's stick my name up here with Kennedy. And there are no consequences. That was enacted by Congress. And because it was enacted by Congress, it is not something that the president or commander in chief, I might say, can do. So now the consequences are coming. A judge has put a halt to that because you can't do that.
Why not?
A lot of people, because Congress is in control of that. But Congress also is in control of the purse. Congress is in control of wars. But it seems that Trump doesn't have to follow any rules right now. Right now, he's worried about the blue seats. The House is 1 seat away. And you can twist it, grind it, sugar it up, call it ignorance, whatever you might want to say. But this year, the story will be told. And it won't just be Black people. It won't just be white people. I mean, some of these people are so stupid that they don't realize we don't have plantations anymore.
Actually, they're called mansions. But you did say something profound. But don't forget about the Epstein files. Don't forget about that. Well,
that's something else. That's one way to distract from the Epstein files, isn't it? To pick another fight, another war with another country, do something unconstitutional. And see, something else I noticed, these people in the chat, when you tell the truth or you ask them to comprehend law, it's a little bit too much for them. And they have to lash out and show their ignorance because ignorance is bliss.
What do they have to gain by all this? I know some of them are prejudiced as hell, but other than that, those particular Trump supporters that may not know better, I mean, what do you have to gain to all this? He's not going to give you anything. He's not going to lower taxes. He's not going to give you any stimulus checks. And even if he does,
he's not even giving the military the money that he promised, the extra $2,000 for our soldiers. They haven't even gotten that. No. And like I said, a lot of people didn't sign up for a lot of things. I mean, in one of the last conversations Marjorie Taylor Greene had with him, Trump was yelling at her that he couldn't do certain things because he needed to protect his friends. Now, answer me this. If I think it's okay for adults to have certain type of interaction with 14-year-old girls and 16-year-old girls, and I support that man that wants to protect those people, what does that make me? That makes me a supporter of people who like to violate children.
Oh, it has? Has Trump?
Yeah, because you want to protect your friends that are in there.
And he did say
and just to show you my bias, just to show I don't have bias, I'd like to know why the Clintons refused to testify before Congress this week. I'm just trying to understand that. Because, Clinton was on that island too.
But Trump did say to a 10-year-old child, when you grow up, you will be mine. He did say that. He did say that. He did go to a pageant and go into a pageant with a whole bunch of naked women, smaller.
Yeah, and he bragged about
and
that.
He bragged about it on, what show was that? It was the Howard Stern show. Right. It was the Howard Stern show. And we have this joker as president. So what would, and he's brokered deals before and has failed on those deals, has denied residency to Black and brown people, has been, what's the word I'm looking for? He's been sued dozens of times, bankrupt dozens of times. The building over here in the state of Nevada, he does not own. He's got people.
Oh, you're talking about how he bankrupted the casino.
Yeah,
and you remember what happened with him in the bank? Goldman and them, they kicked him out. When Jeannie Carroll got her settlement, he didn't even have the money to pay her. He was running around begging, and no one wanted to bankroll that.
So, after all this, including getting people killed, including possibly a million others if we are not careful, why are we so naive to should I say, a celebrity? Because that's what I consider him, a celebrity.
I consider him a con man.
That too. I
mean, he sat up with Howard Stern and allowed Howard Stern to talk about his daughter's derriere, and then him co-signing talking about his own daughter's body. Who does that? What kind of father allows another man to sit up, as young as his daughter was at that time, or at any time, and be disrespectful that way?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then sit there and say, oh yeah, she just has a wonderful body. Who does that? That speaks volumes. And to supporters, I don't understand how you can support someone that agrees, that looks at his daughter that way, and support someone else co-signing about his daughter. I don't understand the picture I saw today with a bunch of 12 and 13-year-old girls around Trump and him cheesing all over the place. I don't understand. If you were not in these files, why would you not want them released? Why? Now, whatever gets released, I don't trust it. I wouldn't believe that stuff is real for anything because they've altered it. Bundy and them have not even, they're in contempt. They're about to find them in contempt of court for not turning over the files. They haven't even did a quarter of the files. And then the redactions.
How long before?
Well, what is Pam Bundy? Don't you know the Attorney General of the United States of America? You don't know that?
How long before those seats start turning blue? Like, how many was like 19?
They've already started. Because, I forget the Republican man that just died that left to vacate for his seat. And then you have several that are retiring. And like I said, the House is one seat away from losing control on the Republican side.
Lisa, go ahead and take over for a while. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. Well, I just would like to know why we as American citizens want to sit up here and support a man that wants to bring chaos, that I can't wrap my mind around the fact that he said he was the president of peace and that he would end wars. What happened to that? What happened to all of the rest of the promises that he made? I think a lot of people were okay with, getting illegal immigrants out the country. But to go to the lengths that now you have American citizens being snatched up in this. You have these people on camera shooting people in the face with these balls. It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense that he's not thinking about how this affects the American people. He doesn't care who has to pay the tariffs because he doesn't. He doesn't worry about the prices of groceries because he doesn't buy groceries. I mean, he was up there with Musk and didn't even know cars were electric. Duh. Who doesn't know that? Someone who never drives, that has chauffeurs. What about this lawsuit that his wife was trying to bring against this writer? And now it's questionable where she lives at. Where does she stay? Does she stay with her husband or does she stay in New York? Where is her residency? All of these things people should think about. I'm not saying you have to be a Democrat. I'm not saying you have to be a Republican. I'm just saying think and use a little bit of common sense sometimes and really ask yourself, is this man for us? Is he doing things to elevate us as a whole? You have MAGA people dropping like flies, top MAGA podcasters that are flipping. Joe Rogan was just flipping on him. I didn't say anything about him dating anyone. I said that he sat up there and let Howard Stern talk about his daughter's derriere, and then he co-signed it by talking about how good her body looked. And I'm saying, what father does that? Are you that kind of man that would do that? Are you that kind of woman that would accept that from a man that is the father of your child? I know I wouldn't. Oh, we've gotten pretty quiet because the truth hurts. The fact that Trump will be impeached is going to hurt too, because the third time is a charm. And just as soon as those seats flip blue, you watch and see, he will be impeached. He will have to answer for his war crimes and many of his other crimes that he thinks he has gotten away with. A lot of things you may think temporarily you've gotten away, but you really haven't. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Just, would you really want someone like that around your nieces, your nephews, your children? Would you want your nephews to grow up thinking and looking at their sisters that way? I just was flabbergasted to see that clip. Sometimes we need to learn how to disagree, but agree on other things. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything. I don't agree with everything Democrats do, and I don't agree with everything Republicans do. There are certain things that I like on both sides of the aisle. I don't agree with sitting up and cutting all these federal jobs, all these federal programs. I want someone to tell me where that money's at. Where is all the money at for all the paychecks they don't have to pay, all the federal workers they've gotten rid of? I want somebody to justify firing 80,000 employees of the vets. Our soldiers put their lives on the line for this country. And the type of medical care they get is crap. It's not all that unless you're up there, big generals. To sit up and cut that staff and actually hold your head up and say you're patriotic is bullshit. For those who serve this country, I'd like to thank you for your service. You didn't have to put your life on the line for ungrateful people that want to abuse their authority. I don't think anyone who joined the military joined it to fight people in this country. I don't think that the people at ICE, they're not properly being vetted. They're just snatching people up. And a lot of these people have their own agendas. Some of them are not mentally sound and stable and should never be in a position of authority.
But they are.
But if you, yeah, they are. Okay, you got it back.
Oh, you, like I said, cooking with fish grease. Cooking with fish grease. Let's continue with the most
Well,
lovely.
I mean, the other things that I'm saying, I'm just asking people to be really, really honest.
They are.
Like the immigration thing, people didn't expect the violence to be created. I mean, there have been immigration issues for a long time, but still, it does not require the extra. How would you like for the shoe to be on the other foot? How would you like for some of these agents that they just don't care because they have a quota to meet? Why do you think you have all these top federal attorneys walking away from the Justice Department and leaving? Because they don't agree. I mean, Trump wants to attack his own appointee, Powell. He appointed Powell in 2016. And now he's coming in here as his enemy. I still say it's something wrong with someone who can stand up before the country and say they love this country, but watch our soldiers and our veterans be abused and mistreated. He can sit up and send billions of dollars to another country while our government is shut down and our soldiers are not getting paid. And he can call himself patriotic. I guess that's what he means by making America great. Abuse those who protect.
You know there's something wrong when your attorney, when you fire your attorney. When you fire your attorney for the smallest detail, that makes signals. When you get mad at the person who had thrown millions and millions of dollars and supported you for several years, but you call her a traitor, and you possibly may have sent people over her house. There's something wrong when you call one of these supporters piglets or Miss Piggy or something like that. And there's also something wrong when people is this president? Is this a form of what a president should act like? Please put a yes or no in the chat when I say this. Is this what the form of the president should act like? When he was mocked, I forgot where he was today. When he was mocked and his name was being shouted out, is he supposed to do this? Let me show you. Is he supposed to put out the middle finger? Is he supposed to say F you to people? Usually a president would just wave and say hi, bye, just ignore all the riffraff. You got this president pulling out the middle finger. Lisa?
I've already said no, but of course not. Not dignified, not behavior becoming of a president. And, that's something else I'd like to know. Like I said, where's all the money? Where is all the money from all the jobs that don't exist. Where's that money? They shouldn't have had to cut money from Medicaid, Medicare, our veterans. Never cut the veterans. Never. Where's all the money that they have confiscated from the various programs that they're not paying? Where is that money? See, some of these people who want to support Trump, they're not asking the right questions. To get the right answer, you need to ask yourself the right questions. I want to know how a convicted felon can be president and run for office in the first place. You have to be a law-abiding citizen to vote. So how can you be on the ballot to run for president and you are convicted? Does anybody here know what his sentence was for this conviction? Because I don't. Does anybody know what they sentenced him to for these 34 counts?
He wasn't sentenced. He was not sentenced.
Well, I remember that they had covered that he was going to be sentenced the next day a while back, but I never heard anything else about it. And like I said, where is all the money? Why are we not asking where is all the money from everything that he's cut? He's been in office less than a year, and he's cut and saved all this money, and he's done nothing except look out for himself and his billionaire friends. And that's okay with the rest of us. It's okay for him to step on our hands and our head on his way up while we stay down here.
You want to hear something? You want to hear something funny?
Yes.
Okay. You ever heard about the Trump phone?
Oh yes. Are you joking? Right.
Oh.
Why not get? Well, I guess the phone goes with the tennis shoes.
Yeah, right. So,
I mean,
so ladies and gentlemen,
look at the guy he pardoned that got him all the billions for the crypto. This was just done in less than 6 months ago.
I guess.
Oh, he definitely was on the island, and he wasn't sightseeing either.
I guess what if you? I don't know if you have an old phone. I don't know how it goes. I know somebody that knows how things is supposed to go with that Trump phone, and you're supposed to deposit in $100. So you basically did the Obama thing. Remember the Obama phone? Everybody remembers the Obama phone, but he didn't charge people $100, and people are still waiting for that phone. What happened to that phone? Y'all are duped. Y'all are duped. And I need people to admit, and I need people to just to take off the hat. Just take off the hat. Just take off the hat, your mega hats. Just set them on fire along with that Confederate flag. And you don't have to be. Listen, I would rather understand. You can stay Republican. It doesn't matter to me. But I would rather have you vote for George Bush twice. I would rather you vote for, if he was still alive, Ross Perot. And this is stupid coming from me. Because I was a child when I was young. Ross Perot. And my dad said, have you lost your damn mind? I know who Ross Perot is now, but I would rather you vote for Ross Perot than vote for a celebrity who is going to say these things to you. Give me money and I will give you product. You're going to be waiting for years for your product. Just saying.
Well, I would like to know, since they passed the bill, the $800 billion bill, and now that they've cut all these programs that they don't care about, have you noticed how Trump is attacking children, programs for children, daycare for children? What is his problem with children? This is what I'm saying. Is this truly someone people want to support, that are picking on the weakest and the most vulnerable of our society?
What do you say about the children?
He's been cutting. He just cut some funding for daycares for children. The fact that he's attacking blue states and trying to take funding, he just tried that and the federal judge had to stop him.
Oh, because of that stuff
I'm not talking about after-school programs. I'm talking about programs that help pay for daycare. I'm talking about things like the stuff that they get the women when they're pregnant, and they get the stuff for the kids.
The same nonsense. Same nonsense he tried to pull in Minnesota. I remember.
Right.
I remember.
I don't understand how people can sit up and support that. Our children are the most important thing we have because they are the future. Some children, the only meal they get is at school. How can you learn and concentrate when your stomach is hungry? Are we that cold? Have we as a society become that messed up? That we would support and follow a man. Do you notice something? You never see Trump from the neck down. Why he's calling people piggy? Why don't they? You notice they used to show Biden and Obama, but they never show Trump. He's the last one that should be calling somebody piggy. With his McDonald eating.
Listen, I know we've been exhausting this thing, and it's never going to go away until he's impeached. But I just want us all to laugh and enjoy this very clip I'm going to play for you. Just enjoy.
Oh, wait a minute! Before you do this, I'd like to answer a question in the chat.
Oh boy!
I don't know what exactly makes you think I voted for Kamala because she was black. I never said I voted for her at all.
Uh-oh.
I didn't say who I voted for. Maybe I voted for Trump and I regret it. How about that? So you asking me, did I vote for her just because she was black? Checkmate. Maybe I voted for Trump just because he was white. How about that?
Not the checkmate.
I'm sorry, I digress.
No, not the checkmate. Not the checkmate.
And Barb, by the way, Barb, I have a plate over here for you. I'm hooking up the dessert now.
Hook that bitch up. Hook it up. Good. I know my plate.
Okay.
Check this out. Let's have some fun, shall we?
Traditional phone giving you the woke mind virus? Are you a fan of getting stuck in the parking lot after rallies, waiting around for hours?
Unlocked, Barb.
Are you somebody that thought that Trump University was a real school? Did you hear about the secret recurring donations and think to yourself, where can I sign up? Well, then we have got a deal for you. Introducing Trump Mobile, a new cell phone company where every phone is made in the USA, unless it isn't. In which case, forget we ever said that. These definitely aren't just 2 or 3 year old refurbished phones. Each phone is individually handcrafted and spray tanned, gold plated, and gets Cheeto dust all over your fingers and face every time you use the phone. Order yours today. They're definitely coming soon, and this is definitely not a scam. Trump Mobile.
He probably could get more money for them if he convinced them that the phone plays YMCA. Like
Oh, that's his
Spotify,
song.
Apple Music don't exist. Like it comes with an app that plays one song already preloaded on the phone.
Trump Jr. announced the launch of a new American-made mobile phone along with a wireless service they called Trump Mobile. The release was originally slated to happen in August, but now it's November and people are still waiting, including NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung. Brian joins us now. Brian, we should be clear, you as a reporter, you decided to kind of put in and try to see if you could purchase one of these phones. Talk about what happened and what are you seeing now, like on their website, et cetera.
I just want to point out the fact that they said, as a reporter, we want to make this clear. He did this as a social experiment. Nobody affiliated with this organization would be dumb enough to do it on their own personal time and dime. Just so we clear, we did this to show y'all the grift. Got it.
Yeah, Kate, we wanted to track the development of this Trump phone. Again, they unveiled it in June, his son's, as part of Trump Mobile. It was this kind of big grand offering. This phone was supposed to be gold. It was going to have an American flag on the back. And so we put that pre-order and they were promising that these phones would be released in August.
That looked like an old version of iPhone. Where are we at right now? iPhone 16. That look like an iPhone 12. Look like an old ass iPhone for $499. T1.
We are in November. I've been trying to get out to the call center every few weeks and say, hey, what's the update? I've been perpetually told it's going to be released at the end of this month. It's going to come out next month. When I would ask about reasons for the delay, they didn't have much to answer for except for that they were working on this phone.
Now, take a look at.
No. Those phones aren't fake. That is a refurbished phone. That is a whole refurbished phone, ma'am. It's a whole refurbished phone. But you have to deposit $100 for what? $100 for what? You remember the shoes, right? Everybody remembers the shoes. The shoes were $500. How many Negroes went and got them damn shoes? Of course, Negroes always going to get shoes. That's what they like. They like fucking shoes. It's just like, they'll treat them just like Jordan and LeBron's.
That phone. Take a look at that phone. And this is why I said I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted. How can I drive myself to be about money being snatched from a person who wanted that in their pocket?
We're going to have to get you a Trump phone.
I'll pass. I'm good.
Get you a gold phone.
You couldn't pay me to take one.
No.
You couldn't pay me to take one.
No.
Mm-mm. You could take the gold phone to go with the gold shoes, and you know where we can put them. Right where they came from with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. He's doing marble bathrooms and all this stuff. I mean, really.
Are you talking about the one part where he's basically did some shit to the White House and made it a whole bunker?
Don't get me started. You know, he's done so much to the White House, and the polls are showing the American people are not happy with what he's doing, the destruction of the White House. Did you know the famous Rose Garden?
No.
It doesn't exist anymore. Jacqueline Kennedy's garden, it doesn't exist anymore. He turned the Rose Garden into
the famous Martin Luther King statue, and he put up his own statue.
Yeah. And then he's changed the pictures of the other presidents in the White House. You know, the thing is, he threatened his billionaire friends into giving him checks for this ballroom. I don't know why. We all can look at him and tell he doesn't dance often. So why do you want to borrow? Why can't you have it at your home?
When are people going to realize? When are people going to realize that they're being duped by this one? But they are so done with people who don't look like them. If you are not, let's just call it for what it is. If you are not white, if you are not pure Christian, I'm going to say it again, Christian, pure blood, white, then you should not be here. But because of the laws that are in place, because of your Constitution, you should be doing X, Y, and Z for you to get into the country. I am to the point where, me personally, We-On-Loc is to the point where I know the game. I'm old enough to know what is going on, so it doesn't faze me. But it pisses me off to knowing that this generation has basically soaked up this garbage and don't even know this guy. Don't even know what he's capable of, which is absolutely nothing. This man is.
Well, you know, my thing is that I've seen this story before. I've heard this record before.
Yep.
You know, when Obama took office, he inherited George Bush's wars. He inherited an economy that was super bad.
Yep.
It took him 8 years. Yep. And when he left office, the economy was on point. He turned things around. He brought some troops home. And this happens every time. Republicans come in and screw it up. Then Democrats come in and fix it up. And the cycle keeps on repeating itself. You know, unfortunately, when Trump leaves office, his stench will still be there. Because think about what we know he's put in place, the things that he's changed. Some of these things are over a 10-year period of time. Think about the things we don't know of that are not public. It's really scary. I mean, what was broken? Things that were fixed were things that were broken, like all these wars. Like making sure people could have affordable medical. Things like healthier foods in schools.
We have to fight hell and high water for that.
Juices instead of pop machines.
And we have to fight hell and high water for that.
You can see some of the things. Huh?
I said we had to fight hell and high water just to have an extension.
Yes. And so when somebody asks what did they fix? Where have you been? Look at what Trump is doing now. Look at the mess he's created. And when he leaves office, the Democrat that inherits that will have to fix it and clean it up. But only for a Republican come in and say,
we ain't gonna play with this thing. We ain't gonna play with this thing right here.
When Trump came into office, this economy was not in the shape it's in, and it hasn't even been a year. It isn't even January 28th, and look at the mess that he has created. No other president. Who do you think you are to go to another country and snatch up a president? Who do you think you are? And then you want the big oil companies to support you. You're sitting up threatening Cuba and Mexico.
And Nigeria, which you have no business being over there.
That's right.
You have no business being over there. Oh, you were threatening Christians. You're not a damn Christian.
Well, where was that over in Africa he bombed? Most people don't even know about that because they're...
he bombed Nigeria.
Yeah, And you don't hear people talking about it, do you?
Because no, people hate Muslims. It's bad enough that people hate Muslims over here. It's bad enough. But you're bombing a country, number one, you don't need to be nowhere near of, and I already know what that shit is about. And number two, that fight between Muslims and Christians has been happening over there for years, centuries. You are not a Christian. Because number one, you said it came out your mouth that you don't believe in faith. Excuse me, I'm sorry, forgiveness.
Well,
you don't believe in
Trump
forgiveness.
is everywhere. And all along, all these weapons he's using, all these bombs, they cost money. You know, all the jobs that have been lost. The job rate, loss rate, has plummeted so under Trump. I mean, what do you think is going to happen when he fires? I just can't get past the veterans. I just can't.
5,000 manufacturing jobs lost. 5,000.
Everybody's moving and everything is going up. What do you think? Let me ask you something. If you fire people, you do away from the job or the company that they worked for, if you think you've been working for a job, say 25 years, a federal government job, you make good money, you say, well, I'm going to buy me a nice house, I'm buying me a nice car, I have nice things in my home because what? I've been working this job for so long, I'm going to retire in 30 years, everything will be paid off, and all of a sudden you get to a pink slip. Now what? What do you think is going to happen to all these people who used to work that don't work when they don't have the money to pay their mortgages, their car notes? Don't you understand that the crime rate is going to go up? And it appears to me he wants to implement martial law. That is what he's gearing towards.
He wants to implement the Insurrection Act, which is illegal.
Yeah. And what about Kristi Noem? I mean, I'm so glad they're impeaching her on the 3 articles of impeachment. I don't know what to do because under her, so many people have died in ICE. Did you know that Congress has an open pass basically to ICE facilities? You can go in at any time, but you have to give, check this out, a 7-day notice. A 7-day notice. Why do you need a 7-day notice? Why do you need any notice? You know, Kristi Noem had made sure some of her cronies, her friends, her buddies got these contracts that came up to the total of $220 million. DHA ad contracts are what they were. See, all of these people, Pam Bundy, Kristi Noem, Patel, and let's not talk about Mr. Screw Up himself, Mr. I'll put the reporter on the conference call. You know, Hessev.
All of them.
Mr. Screw Up. And Marco, they're going to put Hessev and Marco Rubio in control over in Venezuela when they have a vice president that Trump set up and threatened before everyone at that same press conference. Well, she seems to be on board with everything, but it doesn't matter. Because she can be on board or not. And in that same press conference, if you go back and you look at after Trump got finished speaking, he was standing up, sleep on his feet. Eyes are about glued shut. He was counting sheep. Somebody was putting 50 pounds of sugar on top of his eyes. He was really almost asleep.
All of them need to go, Lisa. All of them need to go.
Well, you know, there's a piece of legislation of law, and most people don't know of it. Most people talk about the 25th Amendment. The 25th Amendment would remove Donald Trump from office because he's not fit to be in office. And to be quite frank, a lot of the decisions that he's making says that he's not of sound mind.
Mm-hmm.
He is doing things that are outlandish. So the 25th Amendment only would remove him, and J.D. Vance then would come in charge, and that is even worse. He's all jacked up in the head. He doesn't know whether to go left or right. But there is something else that exists that not only would remove the president, it will remove the vice president and his whole candidacy. And it's not an amendment. It's not a rule. But this is what we need to do, because it would take care of everybody, president, vice president, and cabinet. And it is legal. It's not illegal. It's not exciting anything. It is a legal piece of legislation.
Treason. He should be in jail for treasoning. But on casting aside all this stuff that we're talking about, don't want to do that.
I agree, Six. I agree,
very important. This is very important. If he does anything in Greenland, we're screwed.
That's right. It's on. They are over there training and preparing as we speak. They've dispatched even more troops. And the thing about it, we have about 150 troops over in that region. Now, what are they going to do?
Did you know, Lisa, that we have over 14 countries who hate us? And 8 countries that we're aligned, but those 8 countries is looking kind of thin.
When I lived in Germany, let me just tell you, people in other countries, Panama, Germany, these other countries, they're not fond of Americans at all. Not at all. Most of the time we are hated and disliked because of the things that have happened. You know, the whole world is watching these things. We're sitting up watching. Trump is vindictive. If he didn't get his way, he doesn't like you, Bundy, prosecute. And there's a law against that. And when the tides change, she will be accountable for lying and doing bogus indictments. Things will not be like this forever. You know, I don't know if we'll survive this, because I truly believe he's going to keep on until there's World War III. He's just, I mean, it just seems like he's itching for some type of fight. You said it earlier. You said it exactly. He keeps on wanting to have. Over here
in the United States. Right.
Yeah, what you were telling earlier.
But here's the thing. 1, 2, maybe 3 countries will battle them out. We'll duke it out. We'll probably win. But adding several more countries to that, we can't fight every fucking body. And don't break this delusion, because damn near everybody has a missile. We can track this missile. Of course we can. Can we? But if they're coming in, they're coming in.
Yeah.
And you're gonna risk. And you're gonna risk thousands and thousands of lives for what? You're gonna risk thousands of lives for what? For what? Because
his own selfish game.
Because of a temper tantrum. Because he was not liked, and he still isn't liked by everybody. He was broke at one point. He was broke. He was flat out broke. Not in the broke, because there are two different ways you can look at it. Broke as in he is not a millionaire anymore. He wasn't a millionaire until 2020. He wasn't a millionaire until 2020, and he started stealing contracts and all that shit, all that type of shit. Then he got impeached. Then he asked his son. He asked his son at that particular time to give him some money, to get some money from some other places, which made him rich. And then finally, started making all these broker deals and wondering why he still has a contract on his head. Low key, nobody knows this. Here in the United States, there are people in New York who are on his head, but they can't do anything to him because he has what? Immunity. Just imagine when when he loses that immunity and he finally goes to jail for what's not undermining the Constitution of the law, war crimes. What else?
Abuse of power.
There's a whole
violation against Congress, congressional violations.
The violating the Constitution of the laws, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the 13th, 14th, 15th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, and now it is about to be the 25th. And you still want to. It's crazy. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you notice, there are certain things that the Republicans worry about, and one of the things Mike Johnson has elaborated on was that if the Democrats get back control, that Trump only will have 2 years. Because there will be no more co-signing and threatening. And if you notice, 17 Republicans just crossed the aisle to work with the Democrats on the Affordable Care Act. It passed the House. That's how it passed the House. These people are tired of Trump. Trump is unfit. He should have never been in office. And the things and how, just like he's instructing the United States Attorney General to prosecute these people with undue cause. He appointed Powell. Powell hasn't done anything. Now, it's bad enough that he let Musk come in here and get access to all our information, our private, our social security numbers, how our financial system works, how the process is to evaluate and do things a certain way. Well, why is that? The other thing is, like I said, what goes around comes around, and Trump is sick. He can try to play it off all he likes, those bruises on the back of his hands. Generally, when you look at his feet, there are several clips of him from behind the presidential desk of his ankles and feet, and they are severely swollen. They have pitting edema, is what it looks like, just looking at it on camera, which means he has too much fluid on his legs and feet. You better wake up.
Speaking of, he needs to wake
generally up. When that happens, they give you a diuretic. And so apparently they're giving him an IV diuretic that they're putting the IV in his hand veins, probably because of his age, and a lot of times getting older, the veins narrow. And so those are things. Him going to Walter Reed. Well, what do you think of him going to Walter Reed?
Walter Reed?
The hospital.
How many times does he have to get appointed? Get these checkups and everything?
Well, generally it's annually, but he's been several times. Most of the time, anything that is not of a serious nature, the doctor takes care of the White House. If you're going to Walter Reed, that means you have to have something that cannot be done in the White House, such as an MRI. Now, anybody that knows anything about any test, well, I know what I see. And if you have a trained medical eye and you've been to school, whether you're a nurse, a physician's assistant, this is how you know those things. That's what doctors and things do. They look at signs and symptoms. Matter of fact, Mayo Clinic has a wonderful one. You can put in signs and symptoms of things and they'll spit out different information. But the thing is, he's all up here at the press conference talking about, oh yeah, they did the MRI, they did it all over. They always tell you.
Did everything cool. I'm 100% cool.
Right. You always know what part of the body they're doing an MRI on.
But you have
him bragging about
Jasmine Crockett low IQ.
Right. And he's up here bragging about the dementia test. He keeps thinking that's a good thing when he's saying, well, I've taken the test and they said I've done phenomenal, better than anybody. That's not a good thing, especially at your age. Who is who?
But you came at Biden wrong when he was going through his issues. You even made fun of the president or the guy that went to war and got captured.
Yeah.
You made fun of a guy that was in a wheelchair. I mean, you basically was giving up too much negative energy. And what do they say about negative energy? It always comes back 10 times fold.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you notice during the press conference with Marco Rubio and Hesef, as I told you, go and look at it for yourself. When he steps back, he's standing up there about sleep. He made fun of Biden falling down Air Force One steps, but guess who else has fallen twice this year? Well, last year.
He did fall.
He has fallen his own self the same way, and it wasn't so cute and funny. So while people, cast these stones, I don't care what you say about Biden. I don't care anything about any of these politicians because last I looked, they haven't done anything for me lately. What have they done for you? What's an AI? I know people must make blame excuses for things they don't want to accept.
AI was not even invented back then. Everybody likes to blame shit on AI. What happened at that beauty pageant? That was all AI. Really? In 1996? Really? I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all.
Equally from all countries.
I am not
now, in terms of the latest Ipsos poll, is it a good idea for the United States to take Greenland
about
using
Kristi
military
Noem
force?
being impeached? Do you think she should have to answer for the things that people are doing under her watch? There have been more people that have been killed since she's been in charge, Secretary of State, Homeland Security, than anybody else. What about the $50,000 Mr. Tom took that the Fed set him up? Nobody's talking about Tom Homan, are they? Oh, lots of people fall on stairs. Well, you should tell that to Trump when he was making fun of Biden because he hadn't fallen yet. So what goes around comes around. He made fun of someone else who failed, and he's not fallen not once, but twice. So it doesn't matter that a lot of people, right now we're talking about Trump. And he's a hypocrite. He makes fun of other people, but he doesn't like it when the stuff happens to him.
And again, to those Trump dick suckers, I just have a question for you. Again, do you find this presentable when a man throws a temper tantrum at a person he shouldn't even be communicating with?
No.
Do you find?
Well,
this
I
to
mean,
be-
you have look at this picture.
Wait. I mean, if there were Obama, there was this man is unfit to run this country. How dare he act like this? How dare he put up the middle finger or cuss out the people of the United States of America? How dare he? How dare he cheat this country? How dare he? How dare he go to war without our guidance, our permission? How dare he? You would find him unfit, but unfortunately, since Trump is the face of white supremacy, apparently people can come out and express however they want to express themselves. They even come out and say the N-word anytime they want. They can say the N-word anytime they want. It wouldn't affect them. Remember, this country is fine on both sides. Or he doesn't have the birth certificate. He wasn't born in this country. He was born in Hawaii. He doesn't have where's the birth certificate? Isn't Hawaii a part of the United States? That's like number 50, right?
He wasn't born in the United States. Well, what kills me, how ignorant can you be?
Excuse me, silly woman. Excuse me, silly woman. Excuse me.
Well, I just like you to answer to me, what person can be in the United States Senate and not be an American citizen? I mean, he was a senator before he ran for president. So it is ludicrous that he doesn't have a birth certificate and he's not born in this country and a citizen of this country. I mean, some people fall for anything. And if you've noticed something I've noticed, the majority of Trump's supporters, he preys on those that are a little low on the totem pole, if you know what I mean. Yeah, they're on that little bus. They don't seem to be able to catch.
He would even deport Asians who have fought for America's diplomacy, who would send him to a place that he has never been. Send him to a place that he's never been. Leave his wife here. I don't know why. Deport him, but not deport his wife and his kid, which doesn't make any sense. But anyway, fought for this country, took a bullet for this country. Damn near took a bullet for this country. Got him Purple Heart, Purple Stars, developed ADS, post-traumatic stress disorder, which I would take it back to the original word, shell shock. Has treated himself, found himself a job, and yet he was deported by this Christina, what's her name? Christina Knowles person, which I find despicable because she's what your average uppity white woman who just likes to suck the genitals out of one Donald J. Trump. And I mean, it's you know, I mean, it's nothing new under the sun. I mean, what goes on in this country, I mean, it's very, very prejudiced, and it's shown its true colors finally. I mean, I knew when I was warning people that this very thing was going to happen, but no, you're delusional. He's going to lower taxes. He's going to lower gas prices, which, by the way, what's the difference if he lowers gas prices or not? I can't eat gas. Gas comes out my ass, but I can't eat gas. Gas is expensive in certain areas, sure. But
you have to have gas to go to work. You have to have gas to go to work. You have to have gas to go to the grocery store. You have to have transportation to take the children to school. You have to have, you need gas to get around and function in this society. I mean, you could catch an Uber or the bus, but those run on gas.
Ma'am, we use electric cars now.
Oh, some of you buy those electric cars. Not me. No, thank you.
But here's the problem with those electric cars. Let's suppose if they don't take gas, they just take if you have to charge them up. Suppose you can't use those electric chargers. Suppose, because most of them do run out. Supposedly it gets cold and it starts freezing. You better pray on one hand that you live in a desert. You better pray on one hand that you have extra charges, because they're starting to produce extra charges now in certain places. But as time goes on, depending on where you live, how cold it gets, if those power charges start freezing, you can't do anything. And most of those electric cars, if you're in the wrong zone, they shut off. If you're not using them right, they shut off. And if you're taking them long trip and they if they're losing their however it goes, I would never buy none of those cars. Those cars make me sick. Those cars make me fucking sick. But anyway, if you don't know, if you can't use them the right way, if you're parking on a Pacific zone, it's going to be bad for you. It is going to be bad for you. But you know who is also producing their electric cars? Abraham Uribe. This time, he's going to do it. He's going to do it the right way. Because guess what? What do you think all these electric cars are created? Or what do they have in them? They have a specific chip. Without this specific chip called coltan, your cars would not work. So where is coltan originally from? It's from South Africa. It's from South Africa. Who was over there in South Africa enslaving all those Africans? I'll give you a hint. He proclaims that he's a trillionaire, but due to Donald Trump cutting off them contracts, his old buddy, Elon Musk. I'm done with y'all. I'm really done with y'all. If we go to war, we're done. We are freaking done. We're talking about 7 billion lives possibly, maybe cut in half. Do you want that to happen all because of your ridiculous way of looking at things? Oh, it's the immigrants. What have immigrants ever done to you? All the laws that they broken. So 1.5% of immigrants have broken the law. Ain't that a very small percentage? That's a very, very small percentage, unless you're including the ones that took over the hotel in Oklahoma. Are you talking about those ones that the FBI already kicked out? You're talking about those ones, right? Yes, Biden did, give the LGBTQ their own law. Okay, had them all over the lawn or whatever. I'm not even appointing his racist ass either. But I'd rather listen to him talk than to hear this dude talk about this big, beautiful bill that's going to cost you way down the freaking line. And we're going to owe so much money. It's bad enough that we're broke. Everybody's broke. Everybody owes money. But this is a $60+ trillion debt that is being owed. We owe that debt. And speaking of debt, whatever happened to I'm going to pay U.S. debt through the tariffs? Oh, you're talking about the same tariffs that you said you was going to use to give everybody a $2,000 stimulus check. He's a liar. He committed fraud. He's a manipulator. Did he create perjury?
Yes.
Great.
You know, both of his son-in-law and son got caught on perjury as well and were fined when right around the time that Letitia James had him on trial.
And you still want to support this man? What if that was your daughter that he came up to your daughter and say, your daughter looks fine. When she I know she's 10 now, but when she gets 18, she's mine. Have him go to a random black guy with a kid. Have him do all that. What do you think he'll do?
Huh?
Have Donald Trump go to Howard Stern and have Howard Stern say this verbatim. If I can say this about your daughter, but your daughter's a piece of ass. Look at, yeah, she's amazing. Whatever happened to the values in this? Whatever happened to the values that the dignity, the discipline? Especially with all these black conservatives walking around thinking that they're expecting something from Trump. If you follow Trump and you get all these clicks and you get all these viewers, right? I maxed out at what? I maxed out at 70. So all these viewers, right? They get up until like the 3,000s. Or excuse me, the 300s. What do you expect to gain through all of that? What do you expect? This has been the worst economy. This has been the worst economy ever. This has been the worst economy since what? I guess Jimmy Carter, possibly, maybe. But thousands of people have lost their jobs. I could tell you here, 7 million people lost their jobs here in the state of Nevada. 7 million. And you say it's going to get better. It's going to get better. No, it's not. Because if nothing happens in November, we're going to have to wing it out 3 more years for this guy. It's been months, and it's gotten worse. A lot of people died under this man's watch because of his little temper tantrums, because of his shame, and that whole thing with Renee. I don't even want to get into that because it's a back and forth. She hit her with a car. No, she didn't. That agent wasn't it. Listen, hey, Lisa, if you hit my knee with the car, am I gonna run to my car? Am I gonna run to the hospital with my two left feet? With my right and my left feet?
No.
I didn't know that he was a track star. I didn't know that he was a track star. Because after he shot Renee in the head, they said they hit his legs. They said he hit his hip. I was like, well, he Wolverine. He has a hitting factor. Because I saw this man sprint to his car. Oh, Kristi knows what her.
The question is, why didn't he run to his car though? Why did he run to his car to leave if he did nothing wrong? What?
Oh, he had to go to the hospital.
Oh, he couldn't wait for the ambulance to come to him? Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Anybody else would have stayed and let the ambulance come in and evaluate them and take them to the hospital. They certainly wouldn't drive on injured limbs, whether it be your foot, your leg, your knee, or your hip. Who does that? I think they're going to charge him. I think he's going to, due to public pressure, I do believe he will be charged.
If we don't...
He didn't cut any of my taxes.
If we don't put Jasmine in that seat, it's a problem. Hell, we don't have to put... I mean, you put James in the seat. I mean, put both of them there. Put both of them in there. Mm-hmm. So we can get this dude out of here.
Well, there also was, I didn't see an ambulance, so I'm not sure about that. I'm at Ice Boston, but I do know after Renee was shot, there was a man saying, I'm a physician, I'm a doctor. He wanted to go and assist her, but Ice told him, I don't care. No. It's just like they told her.
Yeah, there was an ambulance. There was an ambulance, but again, but they didn't know what the hell they were doing. So they had to go the long way to get to the body. They had to go the long way around to get to the actual body. Because remember how they were in place. She had backed out of her driveway. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there was some words exchanged. I hate going through this. There was some words exchanged. She said the words verbatim, I don't blame you. I heard FUB coming from the guy. He had his phone out. He walked all the way around the car. There was told her to go. There was other ICE agents in the truck, got out the truck, told her to get out the truck. Now, mind you, there are already cars going by. Why didn't they just release her? I don't know. But all I know is a peace officer. The rule is a peace officer, police officer, security officer are not supposed to be in front or in the back of the vehicle. That's by law. If you are caught in front of the vehicle and you get hit, that's your own damn fault. What happens when you get pulled over by the police? What is the first thing they do? They go to the side of the vehicle. And if this, just in case if they take off, they can shoot the what? Tires. Police officers have what's called strips. You try to escape, all they got to do is lay the strips out. Boom. No harm, no fucking foul. But apparently this was not a righteous shoot. This was an execution. Because you don't hit the first shot and then forcibly extend your arm and get the last two shots in rapidly. That was an execution.
Well, if I was her family, I would be suing because they said she was a terrorist. That's the first thing Kristi Noem and Trump came out saying. And if I'm not mistaken, that is one of the impeachment, articles of impeachment. You know, everybody knows Trump is for the billionaires. He's not for the poor people. People like to call them terrorists, but at the end of the day, I don't see the prices going up for anybody except us. And going up and up and up. But the money's not increasing to keep up with this economy that keeps rising. Trump has tore this economy up in less than a year. Everybody should know that tariffs are taxes and not other people pay them. We, the American people, pay that price. And I'm not talking about the American people that live in Trump's head either.
What some of these people are not getting about the tariffs is one of the money is not automatically going to go to the people. The money is automatically going to go in his pockets, but he has to pay the cronies that put him in that position. He has to pay a certain percentage. The people that put him in that position, he has to pay a percentage. And the rest of them, and the rest of that shit goes to his pockets. But it wouldn't even happen in that it doesn't even happen in that if it wasn't for the influences of certain individuals. Well, we won't call their names because of YouTube purposes, and YouTube is very sensitive right now. But what we will say is Elon Musk had everything to do with his endorsements. We all know he stole the election. We all know he stole the election by writing his own shit and sending it to the House. We all know he did that. But not realizing, again, for the life of me, I'm not getting it right here. Why are you still supporting a man whose interest is not yours? And it never will be. He's pissed off white farmers. Oh, but you don't have, where's your bleeding heart for these white farmers?
Well, see, that's part of the problem. People set up and thought that Trump was talking about the other people. People didn't think when Trump was spitting his propaganda, people didn't think, oh, he's talking to us farmers. No, he's talking to those other farmers. And now they see. Now they can't survive. Now you have food that is rotten and can't grow properly. You know, Trump crossed everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, but under Biden, the farmers had funds that were available to them that a lot of them depended upon.
You know, you're
Trump. I mean, all of this stuff with the hospitals, people are going to die without insurance. People are going to die without getting certain types of medicine. With, you know, people that have heart conditions and other terminal diseases are not going to be able to get the care. But once again, I would have to be talking to someone who gives a flip, and that would not be Trump. You know, I don't care if the president's white, black, green, or purple. I care about him caring about the American people and what is best for us. Instead of sitting up, palling up with the richest man in the world, kicking it with the billionaires, and forget us, the people who you're supposed to serve, the people who you are here to help. This country you're supposed to enrich, because at the end of the day, you're not enriching anything. That's why you're asking for $1.1 trillion for defense. Are you kidding me? Do people think those bombs and those planes and those ships and deployment is free? The prices are astronomical. Still, where is the money? Where is the money for all the federal jobs that are gone? Where's that money? Those are paychecks you didn't have to pay. That is light bills you didn't have to pay. Parking you didn't have to. Where is all that money? Who has all that money? There was no need to have to touch Medicare, Medicaid, or anything that was for the disabled or the elderly or children. There was no need whatsoever, because where's all that money? Once again, I haven't heard anybody tell me where that money is.
Hold on, listen. Hold on. I think I just read into something. Hold on a second.
Only 4% of Americans say yes. Overwhelmingly, people do not want a military invasion of Greenland. Now, while that meeting broke apart pretty quickly, abruptly ended as a fight broke out, essentially between Greenland, Denmark, and the United States, Vance and Rubio saying, "We're conquering you." Donald Trump was holding a press conference in the Oval Office about milk and about how more people need to drink milk. That's what they were doing the press conference on. Donald Trump was falling asleep during this meeting on camera. Here's Donald Trump falling asleep. Play this clip.
And vote all the wonderful men to the right who worked so hard on this.
You said hold it. What's up?
No. I said I told you about him falling asleep while he was talking about Sleepy Joe and about falling up the steps. You know, the pot can't call the kettle black. It's not so fly now that it's him standing up there sleepy. He barely can keep his eyes open in any of these meetings, and he's falling down the steps. But yet they rag Joe Biden.
Biden never fell asleep. Biden is more in shape than Trump is. Trump is what, 6'4", 6'4", 285 pounds, fat fuck.
Peter Welch, it is a bipartisan issue, and understanding where we are in this country and how important the health of certainly our children are is so important.
He's a fat fuck.
And during this meeting, Donald Trump asked if milk will help your cognitive abilities. And he's kind of sleeping. He's like, milk will help your cognitive abilities. Will help your cognitive abilities. Here, play this clip right here.
It's important what that brain is doing. Trying to develop it. Is it getting soda or is it getting milk? So milk would help your cognitive ability. Absolutely. You can tell who's been taking cognitive tests. I've taken a lot of them. I've aced every one of them because I drink milk. It's good for it, and it shows.
I just want to remind you that leading into this meeting between the foreign ministers of Greenland, Denmark, and in the United States, Rubio and J.D. Vance, Donald Trump told the New York Times that the only check on his power is his own morality, that he doesn't believe he has any checks on who he's going to conquer. Here, play this clip right here.
See any checks on your power on the world stage? Is there anything that could stop you if you wanted to?
Yeah, there's one thing, my own morality, my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop, and that's very good. I don't need international law. I'm not looking to hurt people.
How much time, money, and energy have you spent on health, wellness, and beauty products to look and feel younger and healthier? If you're like me, probably too much. Now, I'm so excited to share with you guys C15 from Fatty 15, the first emerging essential fatty acid to be discovered in more than 90 years. Now, it's an incredible scientific breakthrough. Our cells don't. Definitely check this stuff out.
Will not be killing any more of the protesters there after it potentially killed as many as 20,000 protesters. We've heard conflicting numbers. There's an internet outage there right now. It could be in the low thousands, as high as 20,000. But Trump says he got the word from the Ayatollah. Things are good now. Here, play this clip right here.
We have been notified and pretty strongly, but we'll find out what that all means. But we've been told that the killing in Iran is stopping, and it's stopped, and it's stopping. And there's no plan for executions or executions. So I've been told that on good authority. We'll find out about it. I'm sure if it happens, we'll all be very upset, including you will be very upset. But that's just gotten to me, some information that the killing has stopped, that the executions have stopped. They're not going to have an execution. which a lot of people were talking about for the last couple of days. Today was going to be the day of execution.
And just checking in on the state regime media, what they're talking about while Donald Trump's threatening to invade Greenland and saying he's got the good old word from the Ayatollah that the killings are going to stop, and he's talking about cognitive exams. This is what they're seriously talking about on state regime media. They're saying that Dr. Oz says that Donald Trump has the highest testosterone ever. Here, play this clip.
I saw this morning, actually, it was Dr. Oz who said that President Trump has the highest testosterone level of any man over 70 that he's ever seen. So you compare...
He knows that?
He actually went on to say, President Trump's going to be really thrilled that I said that. But you compare President Trump to someone, any of the Democratic male leaders, someone like Tim Walz, if you will, Mr. Jazz Hands. You ask any 20-year-old boy, especially on a college campus, who they would rather spend a day golfing with, President Trump or Tim Walz, you have to imagine that majority of them are going to say President Trump.
And then they say, Donald Trump is not a misogynist. Just look at how he treats the women around him. And then Gaines, she's like, he's the worst misogynist, meaning that he's not a misogynist. Huh? Here, play this clip.
Right away. He respects women. He's hired a lot of tremendously talented women. We've interviewed them. We've met them. And my dad, former military, as you know, used to say that the test of a man is how he treats the women in his life. Can he be that alpha and be loving and generous and all those things?
Yeah. They call him a misogynist, but really he's like the worst misogynist ever. Gives women a shot. Yes. Susie Wiles, Tulsi Gabbard, Caroline Levitt, all wonderful women, a part of his team.
Yeah. And just what's Gen Z thinking about all of this right now? Gen Z doesn't, Doug, what about us? Okay, you promised that you were going to help us get jobs. You defrauded us, Donald. Yep, he's defrauded lots of people throughout his entire life. Here, play this clip.
Take a look here. Generation Z. John liked that. Gen Z, party ID margin, Dems versus the GOP. In 2024, look at this. It was just a 6-point margin between the Democrats and Republicans. Democrats just led by 6 points. Very small. Remember, Donald Trump did very well for a Republican candidate amongst the youngest part of the electorate. But take a look here, 2025.
I'm trying to hear all that other nonsense. It's just straight nonsense. Okay. Let me address this. Let me address this fool. You talking about the jobs that ICE went and detained all these people who were legal, have been in the job for over 10, maybe 15 years, but you took that away from them, right? You're talking about everybody.
That's what I was referencing earlier. I was talking about people that are going to lose their homes, their cars, their retirement's gone, all of that just gone.
They proclaim to be illegal immigrants, but they've been here for years, and you're going to take the jobs away from them. You're snatching people away from their jobs, out of their jobs specifically, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about those people. Okay, cool. Newsflash. You guys don't belong here either. So I'm surprised. I am shocked that if this were in reverse, all white folks would have been snatched up out of this bitch a long time ago, because you don't belong in this motherfucker either. Why don't you go back to fucking England and deal with that shit over there? Oh, I forgot there was famine amongst England. You were full of diseases over there. And then you got your little cronies with your 9 ships and sailed to the Americans and stole some more shit. This is the most hypocritical thing I have ever heard in my life. Well, if it don't apply, let it fly, motherfucker. I don't even know why you Mexicans follow Donald Trump either. What's happening to you? I don't even know why You haven't learned your lesson. That's worse. Lisa, that's even worse. That's even worse than a Mexican American wants to fucking argue with me about a fucking job. Even though they're snatching people like him out of their communities, out of their jobs, out of their homes, and you got the nerve to argue with me? Please. I was in LA when they were snatching you motherfuckers out of there. I was in LA. What the fuck? You know what? You know what? It's a good day. It's a real good day. Y'all gonna learn y'all lesson. Y'all gonna learn y'all lesson. But the rest of y'all, love y'all. Love y'all because y'all supporting Jasmine Crockett heavy. Support Jasmine Crockett heavy. But for some of yous, y'all need to lose your fucking brain. Obviously, and the songs that you're singing, were you singing those songs when they were snatching you up, legally or illegally? And you have every right to be in this country, every single right under the 14th Amendment. But don't you dare come at and some Haitians too. They need to stop that shit too. But don't dare come on this little Humpty Bumpty and talk about people need to get jobs. The fuck? People are losing jobs. The problem is with this, Lisa. These knuckleheads are arguing about DEI. DEI. What was it called again? Something equity and inclusion. You still there? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. How people were coming in and getting welfare. Well, nowadays, people need that shit. Nowadays, people need welfare because they're losing jobs. They're losing jobs on account of what? People are not coming into the country because of the tariff situation. And then because of the tariff situation, you're not getting customers because there's no tourists. There's no tourism. You're not getting tourism from Canada. You're not getting tourism from Japan. And you're definitely not getting tourism from anywhere else. People from India are coming in, but that's a very small percentage. That is a very fucking small percentage. And then the prices go up and the tourism stops. And then Mexicans are afraid to come out because they're afraid of getting deported.
Well, that's something I was wondering. Somebody in the chat was saying that they see people that are supposed to be deported. What do people who are supposed to be deported look like? How can you tell them on site?
You can't.
Because you do know they're immigrants. These people do understand blonde hair and blue-eyed immigrants exist too.
These people here, boy. These people do not get it. But come to Baltimore with it. Come to Baltimore with that same shit. Come to Detroit with that same shit. Come to fucking Los Angeles with that same shit. New York of all places. New York where the real tourism happens. And talk that same bullshit. They don't have you learn. He's gonna learn, and he's gonna come over here. Something's gonna happen to him and his family, and the only thing I'm gonna tell you is laugh. Laugh how people laughed at that lady who got shot in the head. Just laugh. I want people to laugh. I don't want people to cry, get an uproar. Just laugh. If it happens to you, just laugh. I'm going to be laughing my ass off. Just laugh. Because people don't give a shit. People don't give a shit until it happens to them. Just like that family who were just driving by, minding their own affair, and then ICE pulls them over, those flashbangs in their car with children, 6 children, small children in their car. One child had to go to the hospital because she stopped breathing. And these people like him think it's a joke because of this, because the society and how it was formed. People were complaining that, especially white folks. White folks were complaining that at one point in time there were 85% of whites in this country, and how it was 11% blacks and then 4% Hispanics. Now it's like 18, maybe 20% of blacks in this guy. I don't really know the number. But regardless of what it was, whites still fear that they are losing. Losing what? What are they losing?
Control.
If they're losing, who's winning?
Well, they're afraid, looking at where things right now in the future, that they're going to be lost. It's going to happen to them. Look, it's only so long people are going to continue to put up with their crap.
Yep.
I mean, these people have they've been allowed to run amok. They, from one end of the country, from city to city, state to state, and then you have Kristi, Noem, and Donald Trump taking up for them. These people are not even vetted correctly, like I was talking about earlier. There is a vetting process. You're supposed to make sure that these people don't have any mental issues, racial issues. It's one thing to do your job and just to do your job. The extra is not needed.
Please, they're hired the Klan and they don't even know that they're Klan. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want as long as they use certain methods to do it in. But they're not using the Constitution. They're not they don't. It seems that they're following Trump's rule. If I don't have to follow the Constitution, if I don't have to follow the Senate, then you don't have to. Why do you think they're getting away with all these murders? Why do you think they're getting all these? Especially the same thing that happened over there in L.A. with a guy that and I almost forgot about this. Did you hear about the GoFundMe that about the ICE person was getting? He's actually getting money for shooting a person unrighteously. But the family, but Renee's family is getting over $1 million plus. So Renee's family is actually getting a GoFundMe treatment. But here's how unfair it is. No one talks about the unfairness with Keith Porter, because Keith Porter gets less than that. Keith Porter's situation is unfairly unjust because of the situation that happened in Minnesota, and everybody was in an uproar. But wait a minute, what about this person over here? I'll tell you what happened with that person. All he was doing was just celebrating.
Yeah.
That's all he was doing, is just celebrating New Year's Eve. And so he fired a couple of shots in the air. An off-duty ICE agent saw him went, put on his armor, and shot the guy. He was a hardworking man, just like you and I, or you, me, and everybody else. Left behind a 20-year-old and a 10-year-old. And you want me to feel sorry for ICE? You want me to feel sorry for the police? You want me to feel sorry for this ignorant bastard that's in the White House right now because he's supposedly lowering your taxes or giving you a tax break? He ain't giving you no goddamn tax break. He's not doing anything for you. Nothing. But putting it in his own pockets. He may give you something. A headache. He'll give you that. But before I let y'all go, because this is not gonna end. This is gonna continue all through November. And depending on what happens in November when it comes to the election, the early elections, which is going to be happening in March, hopefully the right person gets into those seats. Now, Lisa, did I bother to tell you? And this is going to make you laugh, make you smile, or confuse the hell out of you. I told these buffoons if Kamala Harris were to run, and she is going to run for president of the United States, guess what? I'm voting for her. Go ahead, ask me why. Never mind.
Okay, why?
Just to see the look on these dudes' faces. And it's not just the people, it's not just the Trump support, it's not just the Trump supporters. It's the red pill community and the manosphere community. I just want to see the look on their faces.
Still tripping?
Huh?
Are they still tripping?
Yes, they are, yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I don't believe Kamala will lose. I believe she will win. If she runs, I do believe she will.
She's not a loser.
Because, you have to think about it. Everything she said, she called everything that Trump is doing. She predicted it. She called it out.
I just want to see the look on your faces when she wins. Because I'm not saying for all of you. I'm just saying for those who say who wants to lead the United States because a woman's in charge. It's bad enough you want to criticize Jasmine.
Now, all I know, I'm not insane. You're delusional because there is no way she would have brought the destruction that Trump is. Trump has left a whole line of shit all the way behind him.
Listen, I don't agree.
Like I said, if you want to sit up and support a man that...
Real quick, I don't agree with everything that she says or does, but hot damn, just put us over the... you know what? I'm going to find a way to interview her on this here channel. I'm going to find a way just to piss you guys off. And Lisa, I want you to be the second in command. I want you to be the second. If I find a way, and I'm going to find a way to interview this lady, because the last interview that she had was wonderful. It was wonderful. I mean, she was spilling beans, bro. She was spilling fucking beans. But I'm going to find a way. You done pissed me off. You done pissed me off. Alexander, you done pissed me off. So I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way to interview this lady. I'm gonna find a way. Oh, any last words, Lisa? Because woo.
No, other than Trump is the president of war.
Why would you think otherwise? You know the truth, so why are you even dodging it? It's just stupid.
Well, he campaigned saying that he was the president of peace. And this is what I'm saying. If you go back and look at the footage, everything Kamala said about Trump and what was going to happen has happened. So I'm not delusional. She wasn't delusional. And one thing I do know, she wouldn't be trying to buy or take Greenland. She would not have invaded Venezuela. Come on, use your brain.
No,
for people who can't use their brain, she would have done none of those things.
If Hitler was in command, they probably would vote for Hitler. That's how bad it is. These people would have voted for Hitler a long time ago. That's how that is.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, Lisa, I appreciate you coming up. You doing an awesome job spilling beans, telling. Listen, we're love you, love you. And I'm sure Bard loves you too. You still up for
well, thank you very much. And Barb, I'm glad you enjoyed your play.
You still up for that debate though? Because last time you ran real fast.
Oh no! I didn't run. I had technical difficulties. You named the day and time, and we can rock. When you want to rock? Tomorrow?
I gotta work tomorrow.
In a couple hours?
I gotta work tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm tired.
What about the next day? Or the next day? Or the next day? Or the next day?
I will.
Or how about you let me know, chicken?
I will let you know, chicken. I'm not the one that has issues with her laptop or whatever. That ain't my fault.
All right.
My mic
all right. Remember who turned you on to Jasmine. Remember who turned you on to Jasmine and a few other things. Now.
Well, you
enter at your own risk.
You had me going with her. It was an actual Nino actually introduced me to Jasmine. You just kept the train going. You actually kept the train going. So
all right. I'll take that.
You know what I mean? I would have never known it until he had me play the video, and I was like, "Who the hell is this woman?"
Mm-hmm.
And she did the whole bad built blonde bit, whatever. But Lisa, you go ahead and lick your wounds. I mean, go ahead and cleanse yourself of all this foolishness, and I will get with you in 24 hours.
Okay, well, it was nice of you to have me, and you don't have to run away scared tonight. I know you're scared. That's why you must go now. So you have a good night, my dear. Bye-bye.
It's been a long day. Whatever. To y'all goofballs in the back. I feel sorry for you. Just take off the MAGAs. Just take off the MAGA hats. Take off the MAGA hats and you can still be Republican, but don't be a maggot all the fucking way through. Just support whoever you want to support. You know this goofball is unfit. You know that. All of you do. But you're a MAGA here. Just because you're not wearing the hat doesn't mean you're a MAGA here. As a matter of fact, no, I'm not going to bore you to death with that. I'm not going to bore you to death. I'm not going to bore you to death with what he said about his own daughter. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Because you accept things like that. You accept great. You accept the things of this world. She said no personal attacks. No. I'm not going to put that out there. I'm not going to put out there about Eugene Carroll. I'm not going to put that out there. I'm not going to put that out there. I'm not going to even put that out what he said about the 10-year-old. I'm not going to do that either. Because just like Jesse Ventura put it, right? This is a third world country. And I will have to read what happened in Germany. Now that, and in, was it Lebanon or something like that? I'm gonna have to read up on my shit. Because there is a reason for everything. There is a reason for everything. Trump is the king of lies. No shit. No shit. Anyway, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for the support. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the channel. Become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. And I'm out.